The holidays are creeping in, and it's a great time to look for deals, to purchase new items for your STEM space, or even start creating your wish list of must-have items. In this episode, I'll be sharing with you 5 of the best STEM toys in 2022 for your classroom. Welcome to the Elementary STEM Coach Podcast, a show that'll help you with lesson ideas, systems, and actionable tips to apply to your classroom. I am your host, Naomi Meredith, a former classroom teacher turned current STEM teacher and coach. With over a decade of experience teaching and a master's degree in STEM leadership, I am here to coach you throughout the year to help you gain back more time to create innovative experiences for your students. Grab your earbuds and let's get started. Before we jump into all of these goodies, I have put together an extensive holiday shopping guide for 2022 that you can download for free and created some special Black Friday deals for you to check out and up your game in your STEM classroom. You can grab all of this at naomimeredith.com/Black Friday 22. Now, the products that I am going to be sharing with you in this episode, I am not currently sponsored by any of these companies, but if you would like to, you can definitely hit me up. My contact information is below. But these are just some things that I have definitely seen success with students in my classroom or in other classrooms that you definitely want to get your hands on. So let's jump right in. In no particular order, the first STEM toy to check out is the Sphero Indy. Now, most of us are familiar with the Sphero robot that is shaped like a ball and it rolls around like a ball and it is coated. Well, Sphero has come out with a product that is fairly recent that is better suited for K through 3. It is chunky and durable, which we love as STEM teachers because we know when we see a lot of kids, we want things that are going to withstand a lot of hands. This one is really cool. Think about it like the Ozobots, which are those really tiny robots that read colors to create the actions. It's similar in that sense where this robot looks like a little car and there are colored cards that when the Sphero Indy drives on top of the colors, it will perform the action. The colors can go next to each other or they can be spaced out and then students can problem solve to see where the Sphero Indy is going to go based on the color that it read. Now, it seems simple, but like I said, it does take a lot of problem solving, and even your third graders might have a hard time with this at first. And the cool thing about it is that it is geared towards primary, so this is another great robot that you can add to your collection. They have different options for you to purchase these robots. They have class sets there you can buy individually. My recommendation always for robots is to start with 4 to 6. You do not need a class set. The whole goal is to have students collaborate. And we all know that we're on a tight budget. So if you can even have a station rotation that students can go to test out the Sphero Indy, that would be an excellent start. The next best STEM toys for 2022 is a collection of items that I love to use with students to improve their video and audio production. When I first got started with video production with my students, I only used the iPads in my classroom, which is an excellent start. But if you keep doing some videoing with your students, they're going to want to up their game, and you are too as a teacher. So these are some tools that I love to use in my classroom. Again, they're very versatile K through 5, and so you will get a lot of use of them. And these tools that I'm going to mention aren't very expensive in terms of STEM tools. First are portable green screens. There are a lot of different options for these. The ones that I have really loved kind of look like a tripod where they pop up and they have a long bar at the top. And then it comes with a big, thick piece of fabric that is green on one side, blue on the other, and you can clip on the side that you would like students to use. It is the perfect color green and the perfect colored blue, and it is so nice to set these up wherever you want students to record. We know it's a little bit hard to find a quiet space, so it's nice you could spread kids out in the hallways or other areas in the building, but then you can clean them up and easily store them when not in use. Likewise, I like to use pop-up tripods in my classroom. Again, these are portable, easy to set up and break down if needed. I actually keep mine up all the time, the tripods, because I do a weekly school-wide news that is pre-recorded. It really helps the improvement of students' video production because the camera is steady and not shaking around and making you feel like you're on a roller coaster when you watch. I highly recommend if you have any tablets in your classroom and you're hoping to do video production, having tripods are an absolute game changer. Now, we also know the sound quality can be a little bit iffy. And I realized the other day that, again, finding a quiet spot to record is very difficult to do in a school. When I move kids around with the tripods, the green screens, I wanted to have the option of their sound to be even better. So I tested out these tiny microphones, and I mean tiny. They're about the size of your thumb. And you would think, oh, that's just gimmicky. They don't work. No, they're actually really, really good. And the cord is really long, which is helpful because when you have the tripod a bit away, then the student can still hold the microphone and the sound quality is superb. I was super impressed and I was so excited because I could hear their sweet little voices. And I just know that our videos are going to improve immensely. I'm also going to be using these when I'm doing podcasting with my fifth graders. Again, it will improve the sound quality a lot. This is a side bonus when it comes to the video and audio production. If you have any of those fabric cubes on hand, those big giant ones from IKEA that pop up, I like to lay those on their side. And when students are recording their voice for a video where it's not showing their screen, I have them put their head in the box with the script, and then they have the microphone, and it creates a little sound booth for them where their voice isn't echoing out and it's really soaking in that sound inside of the box. It looks a little bit awkward, but it helps a ton. So that's just a little side tip. Go ahead and invest in a few, but really investing in these video and audio tools, they definitely can be reused so much and really improve the quality of these things that you're creating with your students. The third STEM toy of 2022 to try in your classroom are Osmos. I am so impressed by Osmos, and this is a tool I recommend to families all the time who have primary students. They are such a cool tool, and it creates this augmented reality experience where it is a self-checking app where students are using real life objects, and the Osmo, this little attachment, it's like a mirror that is reading what is being done with these little hands-on tools. And when they're in the app, it will self-correct and then read what they are doing with their hands. It is so amazing. And the kids aren't really staring at the screen. They're really focused on the materials in front of them. There are a ton of different Osmo kits to choose from. Just make sure that when you are purchasing, if you have Kindles, you can buy the Kindle Osmo. And when you have iPads, there's an iPad Osmo. They are different. They're not interchangeable. Pretty sure they have the same kits for both. You just have to make sure you buy the right one for your device. The kit that I have is the Genius kit, which includes number tiles where students can add using the actual numeric form or the dot version. There is a tangrams game, and then there's also a spelling game, which I still do in STEM. I think it's super important to have literacy within your STEM instruction. I have those three options. I use this as a STEM station. I have about 5 or 6 Osmos, and I love to use this with my primary students. It's super engaging. It differentiates itself, and again, it's self-checking. Again, worth your investment. The little tiles and pieces are super user-friendly. They're fairly durable, and they come in some nice containers as well. So when you're done using them, you can keep it all organized. Highly recommend checking out the Osmos. I know that there's a kit that has some hands-on coding. So if you need some more coding elements, that would be a great addition to your space. The fourth best STEM toy in 2022 to try in your classroom are the LEGO Education Spike Essential Kits. There are a couple different versions of the Spike. So there's Spike Prime and there's Spike Essential. I have the Spike Essential Kit. I have a few of these kits and I am utterly impressed and obsessed. If you love the LEGO WeDo's 2.0, you're going to love the LEGO Spike Essentials even more. They are even more versatile than the LEGO WeDo 2.0. I'm not getting rid of those kits. I just like having a variety for all the grade levels. So I try to build up my LEGO Education kits every year. That's usually what I spend most of my budget on, to be honest. So these kits are really cool. There are so many challenges for first through fifth grade that are completely different that use the same kit. That is pretty amazing. There's not a whole lot of tools out there like that. And so I highly recommend getting your hands on some of these because you're going to be super impressed. Like the Lego We Do 2.0s, there are coding elements. There is the option of the picture-based block coding for the younger students like Lego We Do 2.0. But for the older students, they have something like Blockly or Scratch, where they have the words and more complicated coding for their level. So it's super cool. And the little hubs that are connected, they don't use batteries. They are rechargeable like a cell phone. So I know that can be really frustrating when you buy STEM toys when the tools aren't rechargeable. These are, and it's amazing. I am so excited to keep trying these with my students because they have so much potential and the parts are a bit different. They're usually Lego parts that kids don't often see in their own Lego kits. So this is a really great addition to your classroom if you're looking to buy more Lego kits for your room. And finally, the fifth best STEM tool to try in 2022, if you can swing it, is to invest in this pair of 3D printers. There is so much talk about 3D printers, what to buy. There are so many complicated options. I've seen teachers on Instagram who have received 3D printers and they have to build the 3D printer. Girl, I don't have time for that. I can figure it out, but I'm all about let's open the box and be ready to go. I researched and found this pair of printers. I actually received them a week before the shutdown in spring of 2020. So I was able to take the 3D printers home and play around with them. And I was actually printing some projects that kids were completing with me online. But I love these printers that I got. The brand is MakerBot, which you may or may not have an opinion about that. But I love this. It's the MakerBot Sketch Classroom. And I am not kidding you. You get 2 printers for under $2,000. But on top of the 2 printers that are plug and go, you get 6 ginormous spools of filament that will last you forever. I have so much filament left. I haven't really had to buy any since then. You get 6 giant rolls. You also get a teacher training, which is so helpful because we don't always get that when it comes to STEM tools. And there's a student training. So if you're thinking about having an after school club, they can go through this as an after school club and learn with you. So that would be a really cool club to do. What I love, love, love about these printers is they are cloud-based. You do not have to set up a device and have it chilling by your printer while it reads the prints. You don't even have to plug in a USB drive. You can. It has that option, but you send it all through the cloud-based system. So I can literally sit at home, log into Tinkercad. So Tinkercad is what students would create their 3D prints in, download the prints at home if I wanted to, and then put it into the MakerBot platform, the cloud-based printing, and get all of my prints queued up and ready to go. And then when I log into my work computer, everything is there and I can print and feed everything throughout the day. I have print thousands and thousands of prints for my students, and I have not had one single jam or any issues whatsoever. I am very picky about the filament. I am still using their MakerBot brand filament. I haven't bought any other off brands off Amazon. I'm really iffy about that. But I'm telling you, I print things for K through 5. Every single student creates a project, and I have been absolutely impressed. They aren't anything fancy, so I'm not doing overly complicated projects. But for an elementary space, they are wonderful. They are quiet. They are these cute little clear boxes. You can see everything what's happening. And so coming from someone who had zero experience when it comes to 3D printing, I am super impressed. They should literally sponsor me for this because if you're not going to buy the 3D printers after listening to this, I don't know what you're going to do. But I recommend these to everybody who's looking to upgrade their 3D printers. They are so easy. Perfect for elementary. I'm telling you, so good. As a recap, here are my recommendations for the best STEM toys of 2022 that you should definitely get for your classroom or just put on your wish list. We have the Sphero Indie Robot, Osmos, all the awesome video recording tools. LEGO Education Spike Essentials Kit, and the MakerBot Sketch Classroom 3D printer combo. When it comes to shopping for items, I am all about how I can use things for multiple grades, for multiple years, and things that won't age out super quickly. I am very, very picky when it comes to the things that I buy for my classroom, and I'm all about the durability. You can even go back and listen to a past episode. I have a whole episode about purchasing things for your classroom, but I have seen great success with these tools, and I know you will too. Now, don't forget, I have that free holiday shopping guide I put together for you, like a beautiful magazine. Side note, I always wanted to work for a magazine company when I grew up, aside from being a teacher. So when I'm creating things for you guys, that's just like the magazine editor and me, the creator, that I just love doing this. So make sure you go and check out that free guide and all of the special Black Friday deals that I have going on for you. They've been going on, they've been open up and early, but you definitely want to check those out so you don't miss out. So make sure to grab that free guide and all of the awesome deals at naomimeredith.com/Black Friday 2022. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Elementary STEM Coach Podcast. I would love to connect with you over on Instagram at NaomiMeredith_ or send me an email to elementarystemcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Also, make sure to check out my website, naomimeredith.com, to see all the show notes from today's episode and shop my K-5 STEM resources. Any questions you have, needs for resources, or ideas for episodes, get in touch. I'll talk to you soon.